We just got to figure out when. And if they ever expand the building, which I think they're trying to do, that might also be a thing too, which we could even have bigger events. So things are looking good, and I'm glad. And also, I'm glad that we get to put all these VODs up onto VGBC so people can get the exposure
so that's
that
a
everybody's always
thing?
deserved. That is always
every week VGBC.
Yeah, this is always VGBC.
That's awesome.
Yeah, every single week. Also, shout out to me for getting to turn off my sound. Why is Paris calling me? Light's calling me. I can't pick it up right now, though. Game number 1, we got 6 a.m. versus Nelvin here in game number 1.
Probably got to disclose a conflict of interest for me here. As much as I love Nelvin, he's the homie. 6 a.m. is my favorite Connecticut player ever. Just the fact that every single time he does one of Incineroar's taunts in game, he does it in real life too, and he's good enough to back up those taunts.
Yes.
It's just incredible. He wears a giant clock on him that's set to 6 a.m. of course. Everything about the man screams charisma. And it's pretty even right now with him taking a slight % lead over Nelvin, taking control of center stage, preventing Nelvin from getting back to the banana, but unfortunately slipping on it, which lets Nelvin get another one. Nelvin gets a quick banana combo, bringing percent back up to even. 6am jumps over and takes back stage control.
Yeah, like, I agree with you heavily on the whole 6 a.m. statement, by the way. He's actually been getting a lot of love from people, too, of late with the fact that he's been getting more exposure, and he's also been improving at matchups that are a struggle, like Diddy Kong, and Nelvin being one of the most difficult players to skill check here in the state. As he gets covered by that forwarder there, it's definitely going to be a bit of an issue for him to take the W, but I think he can do it.
Yeah, especially because Nelvin's a relatively aggressive Diddy Kong. If Nelvin really wanted to, he could just sit on his banana and force Incineroar to approach with his terrible speed and probably never get caught. But that's just not how Nelvin plays, and 6am really needs to take advantage of that by trying to read Nelvin's approach options, getting some good coverage, and racking percent like that. Because Diddy Kong is a very light character. 55 doesn't seem like a lot, but on a stage like Town and City, that's already a kill percent for side B. On a stage like Smashville, maybe 10, 20 more percent, and side B will still kill.
Yeah, no, it's like the fearful factor of this matchup as in a nutshell, especially with stages like that, is that you can win neutral 17 times as Diddy and still not kill as early as Incineroar, because all you got to do is win neutral twice, and that's the stock. Like right now, this stock is essentially even to one more good whip aerial, but does whip the alone whip right in front of him, and he was pretty much forced to do that because Banana was right there.
Let's see how Nelvin plays with this lead. It looks like he's going to continue his aggression. Isn't that afraid of getting killed by Incineroar at this point. And for good reason, he's able to rack up a lot of damage pretty consistently without much risk.
Yeah, oh, wow, okay. That's a pretty good option. Like, he goes for short hop lone whip to try and catch people jumping out of shield all the time, but then the ending whip, no, whoa,
he countered the barrels.
Whoa, hold up, why were you prepared for that? I have questions.
If this next side B hits, it's gonna do 60%.
Like, bro, like, this is why you can never get comfy in this matchup, because you straight up could just get evened up. Oh, catches him as well. Tries to catch him under reverse.
And the down smash. That's
Oh.
gonna do it. That's the second time that 6am used a down smash to dodge an attack from Nelvin and kill him. People were talking a lot about Sora's down smash because it is essentially the same thing, except it's got a little bit more invincibility. But if you have a revenged up Incineroar down smash, that's gonna do the same thing, and it's gonna kill much, much earlier.
Yeah, and like that move got buffed too.
Yeah,
like that move,
it didn't need to get buffed.
It did not need to get buffed, but they gave it more kill power. So you take it. Like they may not be getting that run speed they're looking for, but they're getting all the kill power they're looking for, especially like not just on that, but also on cross chop too. So. Good job. And now you get, that messes with you, because you think that you can whip punish in those spots, and then you got down smash twice. Now you might park the brakes, and for that, 6am might just turn around and alone with you, because you think you're waiting for him to do something, and then he has late game conditioning on you.
Knowing Nelvin, I don't think he's necessarily going to park the brakes entirely
No.
in this matchup, but I think that he's going to be a little bit more careful about picking up stage control to try to hit him while 6am is in the corner. He might just use a couple more spacing bears, fairs, and bananas to keep him from getting back to center instead of going for a much more committal kill option.
Yeah, exactly. Like that, and that's the name of the game with Diddy Kong too. They don't need to overcommit to anything. Control stage, especially against a slower character like Ensign, who one of his best things he's going to try to do to you is short hop lone whip or short hop fair. That's one of the best ways he's going to try and approach in on you. So just like you have 6 minutes to play. Take your time. Force the lead, because right now at 93, this isn't comfortable. This is not that good. You need him at about 130 so that way you can find that detail fair or a banana trip into a KO. That's bad though, because he might die for that. Okay, he walked away from it.
Back.
Are you dead?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, he's dead. Even the double jump couldn't save him.
That's crazy. I thought he was going to live that for a second, but because of how far he was to the right, that actually takes it out there for 6 a.m.
Incineroar's Rage also helped quite a bit with that because it just barely killed him.
Yeah, and he's keeping it up too. Up
Down
smash,
tilt up
not
smash
enough.
not going to kill. That's the problem with playing with a heavy. You can never kill them, and they can always kill you. It's just a matter of winning neutral because that's the only thing you have over the character.
Yeah.
But right now, Nelvin's losing neutral quite a bit.
Oh my god, the very late two, and now he's going to be forced to side B. Oh, he still had a jump. Okay, I thought he did not have a jump there because he would have had to take that fair.
Incineroar with a banana, that's terrifying. I think banana F smash might just kill with revenge. Oh, but that F smash is going to take
You were correct.
Stock.
Banana F smash does in fact kill there. Just wrong pilot. He catches him with it.
Yeah.
Now this is when Nelvin starts looking like that, that's where things can be a struggle. When he starts finding a lot of straight hits on platforms, he is so good at pushing a lead. That's one of his best strengths. Right now, though, getting called out by a lot of high recoveries. Oh!
That just barely missed.
How, bro, he is so in his head. Like, he's just looking for all of these roll reads and over again. And this is only best of 3, too, so, Nelvin's got to clean it up ASAP. He is taking the percent lead, though.
Let's see how Nelvin keeps him in the corner, because this is where Diddy Kong wins the match. As soon as he gets rid of this corner control... Oh, and an SD from Nelvin. He slides off the ledge when he upbeats directly into it. That's going to cost him the stock. And Incineroar is only at 125. That seems like a very heavy percent, but with a character this heavy, and a character with that as much killing problem as Diddy Kong, it's going to take a little bit more before the stock can end and even things up.
That's so important right now that he, like, I don't even know what you do here to safely approach. 6 doesn't need to do anything other than wait for you to whiff. 38% off of one air-to-air. Like, that is so detrimental. It is like it just messes with your head because now Nelvin's like, I can't approach you, and like the clock's in favor of 6 right now.
It's at this point that Nelvin's pretty much completely parked the brakes. He doesn't want to do anything stupid, take too much extra credit, but that up smash is gonna hopefully give him the leeway he wants to play a little bit more aggressively.
Yeah, and I mean now back down the last stock. However, a lone whip comes in, he's forced to air dodge to the ledge. That was really smart. He decided to. He hasn't really gone for that mix-up like for at least 2 games.
I wouldn't call this stock even until Diddy Kong has at least a 40% lead.
I agree heavily, and even then I almost don't want to call it that because remember he died at like 108 at the on the right to a lone whip when he had rage. So like he needs to push this advantage as much as possible, but getting caught by a drop down fair from the platform, and you got roll red a few other times, so you got to be careful with how often you're rolling in right now.
Nelvin needs to put Incineroar in the corner, but until now he hasn't been able to get any stage control. Incineroar with the banana.
Oh, okay. He tried to down tilt push him up against the banana so he could find the shield poke with the trip, but he does not get it. And one thing you talked about before with keeping him in corner. 6 a.m. hasn't been caught in corner once. No. He hasn't gotten him with the monkey flip mix up. He hasn't gotten him with the down tilt. He is, however, going to whip punish him here. He needs to capitalize big.
Incineroar has pretty much always chosen the right option to get out of the corner, except for this time. That's going to be the game. One mistake with a banana, and that's it.
Absolutely clutching it out at the end. There is no other way to put it. I mean, if I'm Nelvin, I'm clutching on something right now. I'm holding for dear life. Like, 6 a.m. played so well. He played so well in that game. And then at the very end, the problem with Incin sometimes is their big whiff punishes that they can give up. How committal they are to some of their options after a double jump fair, after a lone whip. And 6 a.m. hadn't really gone for ledge hop a lone whip in a while. He's pretty much only gone for a short hop a lone whip in center stage. Nelvin didn't move though. It's all about holding that center stage, and that worked. That's what got him to done.
As someone who plays a bunch of really slow characters, it's really, really frustrating when you have a lead, or if you have either a big lead or a big deficit, and your opponent just parks the break and makes you approach.
Yeah.
You're so slow that they can pretty much just react to whatever you do. And Nelvin pretty much did that at the end of game 2. He just slowed down, made 6 a.m. choose his approach options, and just reacted to them accordingly. And that's what allowed him to get him onto the corner and get that second stop, the third stop.
Yeah, right now, Nelvin's on the highway to the danger zone. He gave him Town and City. There is 3 bans, and you let one of them be. You did not choose Town and City as one of them. I know that you may get FD out of this, but you also die at 40. So
on one hand, you do die at 40, but on the other hand, Diddy Kong will also kill a lot earlier on this stage. Like, Nelvin hasn't had that many opportunities to put 6 a.m. into the corner, but now he doesn't need that many because the percent at which a corner pressure sequence will kill is much lower.
I could see that. I think part of it, though, like, part of my fear is I think almost every KO we've seen out of Nelvin, outside of, like, one fair on stock 2 of this set, was off the top. And now he's made it hard to kill off the top because he has Town and City. Saying you saw right there, even that up smash, it might possibly have killed somewhere else. But right now, that one will definitely take it though. Only 16%. It's a very good lead here for Nelvin.
I think this is a high risk, high reward pick for Nelvin because it's not necessarily about the blast zones. It's more about the size of the stage and the platform arrangement, which gives him more room to maneuver around Incineroar. I think he's betting that it doesn't matter how early he dies if he never gets hit.
That is a very fair point. Percents don't matter if you never get hit.
And he's not getting hit.
He's refusing to. 16%. He might die right here. Catching him with the Nair on his jump back onto. That's finally and that took a while to get there too. A full monkey flip to catch a command grab. Even catching him on his landing that tall. Nelvin is in full control.
Leaving Town and City open apparently was the secret overpowered pick because he's down 1 stock to 3, 25% on Nelvin. Yeah, he's 15% away from dying at the ledge, but it doesn't look like he can get to that point.
Yeah, this is where things can get really rough for Incin too. This is where that run speed comes in. This is where the inability to close the gap comes in. Because now you're running up on Diddy Kong, who is one of the best characters with the lead in this game, unless you're a zoner. It's going to be so hard for him to slowly work his way back. Not that he can't, but it's going to be really tough to do so.
Nelvin not touching the brakes at all, though, unless Incineroar is holding a banana. He's just running in there. He knows he has a lead, and instead of trying to extend it, maybe make the most out of it, he knows that he has what it takes to take this stock before he loses 3 of his.
Yeah.
So he's full sending it.
This is a borrowed time stock. Be willing to trade here. Oh, you might die. Yeah, that might KO off the left. It's not enough.
And that fair's going to do it.
Perfectly executed. Perfectly executed by Nelvin. Found him, and as soon as he caught him with that monkey flip too, you go all the way down there and you cover that with that fair because you're 2 stocks up. If you miss that forward air there, oh well, you have another stock. You're fine. Unless you take a down air, 6 hasn't hit you once really that game. That mattered to force you to ledge. So very well played by Nelvin, who's able to capitalize on that. I think you might be up next, actually, now I think about it. You are, yes. So it's going to be